No, 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 no! Wait! Just wait! Russo! I'm gonna watch you die! Where'd they take him?
I don't know anything.
Fair enough.
The series begins with ex-Marine Frank Castle hunting down everyone involved in his family's death.
The bikers, the cartels, the kitchen Irish, they're all gone. I got a family of my own.
I don't. Oh, God.
Get a room, you dirty bastards.
¡Pinche Punisher de mierda!
¡Sano y salvo en México! ¡Se viene a Juárez! ¡Aquí muere, cabrón!
Último sobreviviente del cartel merece la recompensa.
The story then moves 6 months forward in New York. Frank now works at a construction site under a fake name, Pete Castiglione. Among the workers, a boy named Donnie Chavez often becomes a target of bullying. Frank notices everything, but chooses to stay silent. One worker, Lance, intentionally tries to provoke Frank. Donnie goes to Frank, who is sitting alone on the terrace. He offers Frank a sandwich and tries to befriend him, but Frank ignores him and warns him to stay away.
Goddamn guy.
It's crazy, Lance. What are you gonna do?
You know, if they don't ask you to work extra, they don't pay you for it, right? Type of thing. Because of you, we're getting less overtime.
Kick his ass, Lance.
You don't want me for an enemy, man. I'm Donnie. That's why you come up here? My grandma makes the best sandwich. A man's gotta eat. One man chain gang. You like that movie?
I take one of those sandwiches, you stop talking.
Meanwhile, a war veteran support group is shown, led by a man named Curtis. He tries to help the people with their traumas. After the session ends, Frank meets Curtis privately. Their conversation reveals that Frank and Curtis served together in Afghanistan and have remained good friends since then. Curtis encourages Frank to live a normal, happy life.
Anybody that had anything to do with what happened to Maria and the kids are dead. Hell, if you would have asked me, I would have helped you do it.
I know that.
Now, the only person you're punishing is yourself.
Thank you for the coffee.
One of the workers talks privately with his friend Paulie about his financial trouble. Paulie suggests to rob a poker game, and Lance agrees. Lance and Paulie think Frank might have overheard their robbery plan, so they start provoking him.
Were you listening to us?
Everywhere I turn, there you are, pissing me off.
Where you going? Where you going?
Oh, where you going? Oh, you want to do something with that hammer? That hammer's gonna find a new home up your ass.
Suddenly, one of Lance's friends has an accident. He falls and breaks his arm. Donnie asks Frank to help them, since he was a Marine and knows about field medicine, but he just looks at them and walks away. Later, Lance wants to abort the robbery, since they are one man short, but end up recruiting Donnie as the final member. Once everything was ready, they head to the location and rob the gangsters.
Let's boogaloo.
Nobody move! Nobody! Or you get what he got! Bag the cash!
You boys should leave while you can.
Shut up, greaseball.
You're all dead.
Come on, let's go.
Let's go! Hurry up! We don't get all day! We don't get shit! You really screwed this up, Donald.
Hey, sleepyhead. Hey, I'm gonna go get breakfast.
Okay.
Lance and Paulie decide that Donnie is now a risk because he dropped his ID at the robbery scene. They plan to eliminate Donnie to cover up their crime. Donnie begs for his life, promising to leave town, but they ignore him and beat him badly.
Shut it off.
Tonight just gets better and better. Take the money. Take the money, man. No!
Look,
This is the basement of a restaurant. Lanello's in Little Italy.
I'm gonna find a home for this.
No! Help!
No one sleeps until we get these guys. Start with this kid, Donald Chavez.
Christ.
Welcome back, Frank.
At Homeland Security's office, Agent Dinah Madani is introduced. She meets her new partner, Agent Sam Stein. Dinah is upset because she had been transferred from Afghanistan to New York as she was investigating the murder of a local police officer named Ahmad Zubair. Dinah reveals to Sam that Zubair was a member of the Afghan National Police and had discovered that some soldiers were secretly involved in heroin trafficking. American soldiers eliminated Zubair to cover up their drug trafficking.
The U.S. government gave Ahmed Zubair our word, and it got him killed.
A place like this, who knows what got him killed? But I will not stand for insubordinate, are we clear? Otherwise, you can quit.
You're the boss.
Yes, I am.
We are then shown another flashback of Frank and his kids on a ferry. They talk and have fun, but when his son mentions war that Frank was, he becomes angry.
Dad goes away so we can kill lots of Hajis. No,
Hey.
Dad.
Don't you ever say anything like that again. You got that?
Back in the present, he goes to a diner, where Micro calls him and asks Frank to watch a videotape he left at Frank's house. After the call, Frank runs outside and thinks Micro is on a rooftop, but instead, Micro left a burner phone for Frank to contact him. He then has a nightmare about a masked Marine shooting his wife Maria, and then watches the video of him and other Marines deleting Ahmed Zubair. The video really shakes him up. The next day, Frank asks Curtis if he has mentioned anything about him being alive or heard about Micro, and Curtis replies that he hasn't.
What does he want? Guy says he's got answers that I need. He said that what happened to Maria and the kids, it was because of something that I did.
Come on, talk to me. What were you into?
That shit that follows you home, no matter how hard you try, follows you home. And Maria, she knew it. She knew it, the kids knew it.
Come on, you didn't kill your family.
What if I did?
Dinah and Sam talk about how September 11th and the war on terrorists changed things. Dinah believes U.S. Marines eliminated Zubair after seeing a video of Marines torturing him, but the video was stolen from her. She thinks powerful people are stopping her from investigating. Dinah also learns that Frank's friend, Billy Russo, now runs a private military company called Anvil in New York. She convinces her boss, Wolf, to let her meet Russo by saying she needs training at Anvil's law enforcement facility.
Say, lady, I'm real hungry. You got any change? Please. You're still all hard, huh?
Things got this bad, Frank?
Been flirting with the idea of going full man bun. There's somebody that knows that I'm still alive.
You should know me better than that. I would never...
You want to say no, you say no, but look, this guy, he calls himself Micro, right? Like that's supposed to mean something. He says something about us both being dead men, right?
How do I contact you?
Later, Karen asks her boss, Mitchell Ellison, about Micro. He remembers a man who mentioned Micro selling government secrets and being eliminated. However, the story was not published because the source was not on record, and Wolf made him stop the story. Ellison offers Karen the article. Micro is at home, watching his family on cameras, while also keeping an eye out for Frank on surveillance. Dinah and Sam do a simulated hostage rescue at Anvil, where Sam accidentally eliminated a hostage. They meet Russo, who talks about government contracts with the DHS. Dinah tries to ask Russo about Kandahar, but Wolf stops her. Russo suggests they meet outside work to talk more. Frank meets Karen at a park bench. She gives him information about Micro, including his real name, David Lieberman, and his address. She says she will help, but only if Frank promises not to eliminate anyone.
It's an unconfirmed story about an intelligence operative that got caught leaking covert information. Lieberman was shot and killed trying to escape arrest by Homeland Security. Carson Wolf got it shut down. You know what? It's all in the story, Frank. Just believe it or not, I actually care what happens to you. Be careful.
Frank fakes an accident by stepping in front of Sarah Lieberman's car to get inside her house. Sarah invites him inside to help with a cut on his head. Micro, worried about Frank being near his family, grabs a gun and drives over. Frank takes the chance to look around the house while asking for coffee. He connects with Sarah over their shared grief and offers to check the car for damage.
Tell you what, I'll take off, all right? I'll just sit this coffee.
No, it's okay, please, sorry. Finish your coffee.
Sorry about your loss, Sarah. I lost my family. And that day goes by, right? You wish things were different.
Frank shaves his head in his apartment. He then puts on a ski mask and breaks into Wolf's house through the chimney. When Wolf returns, Frank surprises him and they have a fierce fight.
Whoever
whatever you are, this is the stupidest thing you've ever done.
There's many ways to get the truth out of him.
Look, Lieberman was a traitor. He was selling secrets.
The way I see it, there's no way a guy like you kills a suspect in a case that big. No way.
Whatever you think. Tonight's the night you're gonna die, Frank. We knew exactly where you'd be. Exactly where to go to get you.
What are you saying? You killed my family to get to me.
Misdirection. It was a calculated risk. You understand, right? Now close your eyes, Frank. I'm gonna do you a favor.
Gun's empty, asshole. Just you, me, and the truth now.
Dinah meets Russo at a bar, and they talk about his military service. Russo admits he enjoyed killing people in Afghanistan, especially when he and Frank fought to save their squad. Their conversation ends when Dinah is called to investigate Wolf's murder. The next day, Frank gets a call from Micro, who praises him for avoiding capture. Frank tricks Micro into a chase with Curtis's help. They end up at a cemetery where Micro finds a grave with his name. Curtis gives Micro Frank's message that if Micro hurts Curtis, Frank will go after his family.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Who are you? Why isn't he here?
He decided he doesn't like what you're selling.
Hold on. Hey! What are we doing? What are we doing? You're wondering if I'm some kind of a decoy to lure you out? I'm not. That alarm, that means that we got 3 minutes before it gets awful warm in here.
Let's save one time.
Are you gonna help me out? Yeah.
No bullshit.
You don't know a goddamn thing. The same people that killed you killed me.
All right.
Micro tells Frank that he used to work for the NSA and found a video showing American soldiers eliminating Zubair. He decided to send the video to Dinah. Later, while driving with his family, agents led by Wolf surrounded their car.
Stay in the car, no matter what happens.
What are you doing?
Hey, come back here. Come on now.
Don't move! I'm not a criminal, I'm an NSA analyst! Sarah, go!
David! Drop the weapon!
Sarah!
No! No!
Cell phone saved my life.
At the vet center, Curtis is cleaning up when Russo shows up. He gives Curtis a check to help pay the rent. He also offers Curtis a job, but Curtis says he is done with that life. Then we see a flashback where Frank, Russo, and other soldiers are picked to join a secret team called Operation Cerberus, led by Agent Rollins and Colonel Schoonover. Everyone agrees without a problem. Later, in their camp, Russo and Frank bond over a poem, showing their close friendship.
You read a poem.
I didn't know you could read. Sorry about that.
At the vet center, young vet Lewis shares a story about how his superiors lied to the public, blaming enemy fire for a friendly fire incident that eliminates soldiers. Lewis feels betrayed and confused. O'Connor, an angry Vietnam vet, tries to feed Lewis's anger and mistrust.
Read this, kid. You're right to feel betrayed, and there's plenty of men who feel just the same.
Frank discovers that the countdown on Micro's computer is not for an explosion, but for a video broadcast. Micro then confronts Frank about their past actions, specifically mentioning Zubair. This triggers a flashback to when the video was filmed. Zubair pleads for his life as Rollins tortures him, eventually revealing that he does not know anything. Rollins turns to Frank and orders him to eliminate Zubair.
What's he saying?
Nothing useful.
I'm not a terrorist. I have a family.
Do it.
I have a family.
We desecrating corpses now?
I'm getting the bullet.
Looks to me like we're hiding evidence.
Micro tries to convince Frank to team up with him and trust him, but Frank is stubborn and refuses. Micro talks about how both he and Frank were betrayed by their country. The alarm goes off, and after typing in the code, Micro grabs a pen. The pen is actually a needle, and he uses it to stab Frank, knocking him out. Lewis wakes up from a nightmare at home and accidentally shoots at his dad. He misses, gets scared, apologizes, and runs off, showing how PTSD affects him. Meanwhile, at Micro's place, Frank wakes up with his gun in hand. Micro is calmly drinking coffee. Frank asks why Micro did not try to eliminate him. Micro explains again that they should be on the same side.
You and me are both done things that we would like to take back, but we're not the bad guys here. They are. Right?
Need you gentlemen for a briefing. 5 minutes.
Sure.
that we won't be able to land anywhere near the compound without alerting the enemy, so we're gonna land here.
No air support?
Sir, this looks like an ambush. I think this is a trap. I think it's a trap because it's exactly what I would do.
I trust Frank's instincts, sir.
And I trust hard-earned, thoroughly vetted intelligence.
I think if we do this, men are gonna die.
I pointed. Now you need to go shoot.
If you get those mortars ranged in, they're gonna pound us into the goddamn ground.
I'm going.
And I'm coming with you.
But you gotta stay here. You keep them safe. Cover!
Did you kill the target?
You don't like the way that it smells? Get out!
Your Operation Cerberus? There's no official record. There's no congressional approval. It turns you into a hitman, Frank. But you and me, we want the same thing right now. So work with me.
The next day, Lewis is digging a trench in his backyard, trying to recreate the comfort of war. We then see Frank wearing a hoodie and pointing a gun at Turk. Frank needs weapons and ammo, but Turk does not have much to offer, just a custom pink rifle. Frank knocks him out, and the mission to get supplies does not go as planned. He returns at Micro's hideout with nothing but a pink rifle, disappointing him.
How we do?
M4, M40, ammo and grenades, right? He said that the whole shipment went to someone else. You want to go up against Agent Orange with the pink Ruger and no ammo? Is that what you want to do, Lieberman?
Dinah and Sam are discussing about a gun shipment from the Greeks that is on its way. They are planning an operation to seize the guns. An older man, Raffi, enters and tells her that the investigation into Wolf's death is being taken over by someone else, which frustrates Dinah. Lewis is in his backyard bunker, where Curtis shows up to try and talk him into returning to the group, but Lewis does not listen.
Now you're sleeping in a hole in November.
I don't have nightmares out here.
You want some advice? War is the only chance you got at doing something redeeming. I didn't get nothing over there. I lost it.
We're gonna sign up with a private military group called Anvil.
How about you come on out of there and we go talk more about it?
No, I'm good.
Well, you know how to find me.
Frank goes to Sarah's house to help with her insurance paperwork, while Micro watches from his base. There is a moment with Micro's daughter fixing the garbage disposal, and Frank reassures her that she is smart. Sarah talks about how the kids are handling Micro's death. Frank apologizes and offers to fix her headlight. Next, we cut to Anvil, where Billy Russo is giving a speech to newly appointed recruits. Lewis is also among them.
Is anybody here making $100,000 a year? Is it because you're not worth the investment? You will have the opportunity to fight for a living, and you will be well compensated. A new brotherhood to call your own, something to fight for, to live for.
Micro hacks into the Homeland Security site to get info on the Greek gun shipment. He finds all the intel, including Dinah and Sam's tactical plan. We then see a shady warehouse where criminals are torturing each other over cars. Frank appears, throwing a grenade and taking out the criminals with his gun.
You are in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Whoa, 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 whoa. I don't know who you are, man. Just let me go. I didn't see.
What, are you gonna puke?
Not gonna.
Hey, do not leave your DNA for the police, all right? Just...
What about him?
Not our problem.
Frank leaves off with a beautiful Ferrari, while Micro goes off with a van, and together they get ready to stop the gun deal. Micro begins to feel nervous and says he can't do it, but Frank challenges him to stop being scared and to act. He gets frustrated, and Frank responds by saying that being angry is better than being afraid all the time. Dinah and her team are in the middle of the operation to seize the guns. Suddenly, music starts playing over their radios, messing things up. Frank jumps on top of a moving truck and takes control, driving the truck to a parking lot.
Drop the guns, turn around!
That's the second time the truck's passed there. It's a loop. Someone's feeling it's a goddamn loop.
I don't understand. What do you mean?
Just get there. It's being ripped off.
I do?
Be still. You're all banged up. You stay out of my way, man, Donnie.
Next morning, Dinah wakes up in her apartment all bruised up from the car accident last night. She is angry and thinks about what happened. At Anvil, Curtis talks to Russo about Lewis, warning him that Lewis is about to snap. Russo, not too concerned, goes to talk to Lewis. He asks about the foxhole in Lewis's backyard and says he is at risk. Lewis gets angry and starts bad-mouthing Curtis. Russo offers him a job, but not as a shooter, which makes Lewis furious.
I will find you something to do right here. Are you gonna give me a job mopping floors? You're just another liar in command. Okay, we're done. You need to leave. Your brotherhood is bullshit.
Then we see Frank at the hideout, organizing his weapons on a rack. Micro gets upset that Frank helped Dinah after the crash, and Frank jokes that Micro is nagging him like a worried friend. Frank then goes to fix Sarah's car headlight, just like he promised. While working, he talks with her daughter. Micro's son shows up and acts rude, and Frank teases him back. Sarah then invites Frank to dinner on Sunday, while Micro watches everything through his cameras and feels sad. Dinah meets with Raffi and Sam to talk about the failed mission. While looking at pictures of her wrecked Mustang, she seriously says she loved that car because her dad gave it to her for her 21st birthday, and now she cannot let it go. Dinah asks to come back to work. He asks her if she knows anything important, but Dinah keeps the truth about Frank to herself, since everyone thinks he is dead.
Someone from your unit risked their lives filming this, Frank.
Gunnar Henderson is wearing the camera. Bible guy, like to quote scripture, hell of a soldier. He knew what we were doing was wrong.
Our job at the CIA is to identify and contain any dangers to it. I don't know a single operative with any years under their belt who hasn't had to do something that gave them nightmares, so that the rest of America can sleep peacefully. My name is William Rollins. Welcome to the CIA.
Dinah tells Sam that Frank is alive and stole the guns. Sam gets angry and says he will not lie if anyone asks. Meanwhile, Rollins is secretly listening to their conversation through hidden microphones in Dinah's office.
Special agent in charge of Homeland Security investigations called me up.
Pulled her out of a burning car.
Take it David Lieberman had the answers you were looking for.
Some people came after me, came after him. I need to find these bastards that took him from me, Karen. I gotta kill him.
So where does that end, Frank?
So what do you want, Karen? What should I do? Should I let it go?
No, but I want there to be an after.
What's the alternative? What should I do?
You expose them.
These men, they decide what the truth is. You don't get to do that. My family's gone because of what I know. They're gone!
Frank goes into the woods to find Gunnar, but before he can knock on the door, Gunnar shoots him with an arrow.
Gunnar, it's Frank Castle. Come on, Gunnar, it's Frank. Gunnar, goddamn it, it's Frank Castle! Come on, I'm not part of it, brother. I never have been. I'm not your enemy, brother. That tape you made, they killed my family for it.
Gunnar tells Frank about Colonel Schoonover loading drugs into a dead soldier's body, which made him want to expose the corruption. Suddenly, 8 soldiers appear, chasing Frank and Gunnar. They start fighting back using booby traps and gunfire. Micro helps by sending a drone to guide Frank.
Let's go.
Okay, Frank, I'm assuming that you and your buddy are the two hiding behind the big tree, yeah?
Now they're gonna come up behind you from either side of the tree.
Downhill. Move. Quickly.
You're gonna die, you hear me? I'm coming for you. It's just like old times.
Micro's family waits for Frank to show up for Sunday dinner, unaware that he is injured and struggling to survive in the woods. Frank and Gunnar are both badly hurt, with Gunnar asking Frank to promise to bury him. Frank tries to find help, but collapses from his own injuries. Micro finds Frank, badly injured but alive, and helps him back to the van.
Come on now, Frank. Everything's gonna be okay, all right?
Fresh out of the oven. I'll help her eat this. No, great. All right, good.
No, 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 no! Wait! Just wait!
Micro goes to get Curtis and tells him that Frank is dying. Curtis rushes to help because he used to be a medic. He helps remove the arrow from Frank's shoulder while Micro looks uncomfortable. Afterward, Curtis scolds Micro for involving Frank in this fight, making Micro feel guilty for bringing Frank into the danger. Russo and Dinah have a moment together, and after it is over, Russo finds a file on Frank. He gets upset that Dinah is still investigating Frank, believing Frank is dead. Dinah does not confirm anything, but Russo notes that they never found Frank's body and wonders about it.
Why are you so intent on pissing on the memory of a dead man?
That's not what this is. I'm not lying. I'm just not telling you anything.
You know that they never found his body?
Gotta go to work.
Frank, I gotta get him.
You gotta lay down.
I gotta go back. I took care of it. What do you mean?
I took care of it.
In Curtis's vet group, O'Connor talks about how tough he is, bragging about his hard experiences and making fun of the others. Curtis shares a story about training with a goat that was repeatedly injured for practice, eventually dying from too much damage. The story serves as a metaphor, with Frank being compared to the goat. Micro is watching his family arguing over his son, Zach, who stole a skateboard, hit his sister, and is being a bully.
I know that you stole that skateboard. Hey! Are you a bully? Now, is that what this is? This family's full of snitches and traitors. It's like what we do here.
Micro asks if they need to worry about Russo knowing Frank is alive, but Frank defends him as a friend. Lewis is handing out protest literature with O'Connor. They are supporting a man on trial for bringing a gun to class. When a cop approaches them, Lewis gets confrontational and argues he has rights.
What can we do for you, officer?
Go home. Take us.
We're not blocking the sidewalk or the entrance of a building.
This is a city courthouse. You want to hang out here?
I pay your salary. We all pay your salary. So protect and serve.
Did you just reach for my gun?
I didn't, and I have a witness.
Micro brings up Russo and asks if Frank thinks he should contact him. Frank goes on a rant, saying he had two families, his real one and his Marine family, and he loved being a Marine. Lewis shows up at the vet center after being bailed out of jail. He confronts Curtis, who reveals that O'Connor lied about serving in Vietnam. Curtis calls O'Connor a fraud. Lewis gets angry and leaves. Dinah and Russo meet at the docks, where Dinah tells Russo that Frank is alive. Russo is surprised, and Dinah hopes he can lead her to Frank because she thinks he has information about her Kandahar case. Russo says he will try to find out more and appreciates that Dinah trusted him. Russo then goes to the vet center to see Curtis.
Hey, social worker. You seen Frank?
What?
Our dead friend. You seen him recently? I can't tell you how I found out, but I found out, and now I gotta find him. I could get him out of here, man. Free and clear. Now is my chance to make things right.
He said he wanted to help you. That he could help you.
Meanwhile, Lewis confronts O'Connor at his place, accusing him of lying about being in Vietnam.
Bet you want a beer. I can tell you some stories. When we came back from...
When you came back from Texas, you never went to Vietnam.
If you don't like my stories...
No, they're not just stories! God damn Back from the dead.
Hey, Bill.
Hey.
You never change, huh?
Lucky for you, I don't.
You remember that douchebag from Mortuary Services, Colonel Bennett? 3 of them were selling heroin out of Kandahar.
What, you just gonna take them all on yourself? How's that going for you so far? Yeah, you think this is what Maria would have wanted for you? Let me get you out the city, Frankie. I got you.
Frank shows up at Micro's house to apologize to his wife, Sarah, for missing dinner. Sarah talks about her tough family life, and Frank reassures her that things will get better. Meanwhile, Russo waits for Frank at the docks but gets frustrated and leaves. He gets in an SUV where Rollins is waiting, revealing that Russo is working with Rollins, and things are about to get intense. Lewis is cleaning blood off his hands after killing O'Connor. He then goes home, where his father asks about his shirt and does not notice the wound on Lewis' side. His dad tells him he loves him and offers some pills to help him sleep. Meanwhile, Frank is seen working out with a cinder block, while Micro is cooking a dinner. They plan an operation to interrogate General Bennett, who knows the true identity of Agent Orange, as Gunner had told Frank before he died. Frank is determined to find Rollins.
The most important thing is that Bennett has to be where you say he is.
100%.
Sooner we find him, sooner I get to put the guy down.
I want to make sure you mean Agent Orange and not Colonel Bennett.
Maybe this time I wait in the van, right? Send you in, seeing as how you know the plan so well.
Russo visits Dinah's office, where she asks him for information on Frank, but he says he has nothing. However, we know he is secretly planning to double-cross Frank with Rollins. Russo tries to flirt with Dinah, but Sam enters, angry that she told Russo Frank is alive. Dinah has a realization that her office might be bugged and tells Sam. Rollins and Russo are at a fancy house, talking about how to deal with Frank. Rollins thinks Russo should have eliminated Frank when they met at the pier, but Russo reminds him of the time Frank attacked Rollins and gave him a serious eye injury. They argue and throw vague threats at each other. Bennett is having dinner with a woman and talking about how tough he is.
Or fall back in it.
Look at the mess you've made.
Copy that loud and clear.
Shut it!
Perfect. Hold there.
Looks like I got here just in time.
He's here!
We're tied into his phone. 3 minutes.
Damn it, stop hitting it!
You got 4 hostiles headed your way. They're moving fast. Almost done, Frank. We're close. Get out of there.
Hands up! Don't come any closer!
Easy, kid. Kid, I am not your enemy here. I'm gonna go that way. You do what you gotta do.
I said stop!
Easy!
No!
Easy!
Then we see Lewis is shopping for supplies and making a homemade pressure cooker bomb at home. Bennett talks to Rollins and Russo at the safe house, complaining about Frank. Rollins wants to know what Bennett told Frank and decides to help him start a new life with a new identity. Bennett agrees and leaves his phone with Russo. Meanwhile, Frank and Micro are on the move in the van. Micro talks about hoping to see his family again. Dinah and Sam discover a bug in her office and talk about their dating lives, with Sam saying Dinah sounds like Frank. She disagrees, saying she is about the law while Frank thinks he is above it. Meanwhile, Frank and Micro track Bennett's phone to a CIA safe house.
What the hell kind of place is this?
Relax.
You all better come up with the goods fast, or I'm gonna die from looking at this wallpaper.
Yeah.
It's done.
1 badge. 2 badge. Penny and dime.
Micro is analyzing an image of Rollins from Frank's scope and confirms it is him. Realizing Orange is at the top of the CIA chain, Micro worries because Orange has all the resources, but Frank is not concerned, pointing out that there is no sign anyone's after them. Suddenly, the cameras at Micro's family house go down, and Micro panics, asking Frank to check on them.
CIA and the FBI, they're not coming after us. You're scared, David, and I get that, but think about how this Rollins prick feels. Let me get you something. Some chamomile, huh?
The cameras in my house are down.
What's that? Hey, David, I just...
You need to check on my family right now!
All right. Hey.
Jesus.
I didn't mean to scare you. It's for you. What do I do with these?
Trash cans are over there.
She invites him for a drink, and they have a flirtatious conversation while Micro is away. Sarah has unplugged her internet and cameras to escape everything. She talks about what is missing in her life and says she wants to move on and be happy. She then kisses Frank, but he gently pushes her away and she apologizes. Frank takes some food and leaves. Back at Dinah's office, she tells Sam that she has a lead on Frank, claiming he is trying to buy ammunition. This is a lie, as she is actually trying to mislead whoever is listening to her bugged office. Russo and Rollins meet to discuss how they need to eliminate Frank. Rollins wants to get involved in Dinah's operation, and Russo says he will need help from others. Russo reassures Rollins that Dinah is just a tool to use, and that he is not worried about anyone standing in his way. Meanwhile, Micro thinks of giving evidence to Dinah to arrest Rollins, but Frank says Rollins must die.
I miss sex. Yeah, it's good to know, buddy.
I'm hung like a moose.
You must be proud. Oh, for Christ's sake, get the hell out of here. What's the matter with you?
Kiss my wife, don't forget.
Stop, enough, right?
Hey,
it's not what happened.
Be right back. Yeah, Madani.
What do you mean, Madani?
I have the video. Lock and key, we give that to Madani. She arrests Rollins.
Rollins dies, remember?
Your family's dead. Just keep on going. You're a psychopath. You have nothing but a war inside you. I'm calling her.
Put the goddamn phone down.
Russo meets with some struggling vets and offers them money for a dangerous mission to eliminate someone, promising to get them to a country where they cannot be arrested. Frank wakes up Micro and gives him food. Micro regrets his actions from the night before and asks Frank to forget everything except Dinah. Frank refuses. When Sarah calls, Frank talks about his commitment to Maria and says he does not want to be with anyone else. He listens to Sarah's message, where she says her son Zach is going to hurt someone. Frank visits Sarah's house, and she gives him a hunting knife she found in his backpack. He asks about her son Zach. Zach explains he wanted the knife because he was scared. Dinah's operation to catch Russo is underway as he and his team enter an abandoned warehouse. Russo quickly realizes it is a trap, and a fierce gunfight breaks out between Russo's team and Homeland Security.
Homeland Security, drop your weapons!
Drop your weapons and get down on the ground!
Who the hell are these guys?
Drop it! Hands behind your head!
Attaboy. Why don't you go along, buddy? Get the hell out of here. Hey, listen to me. You want to get him killed? They'll kill him. David, they will kill him. Go. Go. Hey, what a catch. Attaboy.
Dinah is feeling very sad after Sam's death. Her mother takes care of her, while she keeps blaming herself. At the same time, Frank and Micro are secretly watching her from a rooftop, trying to figure out how to talk to her. But suddenly, a big explosion happens below them, filling the air with dust. At ATF office, workers are having a birthday party. Suddenly, a bomb explodes and some people die. News reports the blast. After that, we see Lewis, who is acting crazy and talking to himself. He writes a letter saying the U.S. government is the enemy and wants to take away guns and freedom. Lewis sends his crazy letter to Karen. She reads it and wants to publish it, but her editor says they should call the FBI instead. Frank watches the bombing video and gets angry, saying he hates bombs and wants payback. Frank reads Karen's article where she calls Lewis a terrorist and a coward. Frank gets worried that Karen might be in danger now because she is openly speaking against him.
Do you have any sympathy with this point of view?
No, none.
The irony of this bomber's point of view is terrifying. Less guns, less death, that simple.
This guy was using bombs, not guns.
It's barely a year since this city was terrorized by the Punisher.
No, that's hardly the same thing. Frank Castle killed murderers and drug dealers.
37?
That they know about.
Got a caller. Says it's him. The bomber.
Why did you say those things about me, Karen? And taking our guns so we can't do anything about it?
But awful things happen to people every day and they don't murder people because of it.
The war is just beginning and you are all on the wrong side of it. Sic semper tyrannis.
Curtis scooped that kid. He said that. He said sic semper tyrannis. Lewis, and he drives a kid. Could you find him on there?
Listen, Frank, are you sure that this is the same guy?
I'm goddamn sure. Just...
What's the deal with you two?
The deal is that nobody goes after her, okay? Not on my watch.
So you want to go after this guy?
Goddamn right. Something happens to her.
Okay.
Curtis calls Lewis after hearing him on the radio. He is worried and wants to find him. Curtis goes to O'Connor's place. When he gets there, he smells something bad through the mail slot and kicks the door open. He finds O'Connor's dead body wrapped in a shower curtain, and nearby, there are bomb-making materials. Lewis shows up. They fight, and Curtis almost wins.
Curtis.
I needed to come check on you. It's not too late to do the right thing.
I'm doing the right thing.
I can't leave here without you, buddy.
Can't leave here.
Micro finds Lewis's location and tells Frank. Frank grabs a gun and heads out, even though Micro urges him to call the FBI instead. Frank calls Karen to warn her about Lewis. Meanwhile, Senator Ori is at a hotel raising money for victims of Lewis's bombing. He meets Russo, who has been recommended for security. Ori talks about the bomber and says he is against guns, but Russo is not interested in Ori's politics. Frank arrives at O'Connor's house, breaks down the door, and finds Curtis tied up. He tries to free Curtis, but does not know how to disarm the bomb. Curtis's phone rings, and it is Lewis, who is watching from a distance with his gun. Lewis tells Frank that they are doing the same thing by taking justice into their own hands, but Frank disagrees, saying he is not like Lewis. He fought his enemies face to face, while Lewis does not. Frank and Curtis try to figure out how to disarm the bomb. Lewis calls Frank again, saying he has called the cops, but insists they should work together. Frank tries to make a deal to save Curtis.
Hear that?
They're coming.
Not as long as Hashlight, Karen Page think they can write or say whatever it is they want.
Now I'm gonna walk in there and I'm gonna cut one of those wires. Now what are you gonna do? You gonna kill me, kid?
You want to kill me? You want to kill Curtis? Try the white wire.
Come on. Shoot me.
Dinah is at a bar before heading to Sam's funeral. A scruffy man with a gun sits down and introduces himself as Micro. Dinah realizes he is the one who sent her the video. Micro wants to work with her and offers her the names of everyone involved in Kandahar, including Rollins. This makes Dinah's day. Things get even crazier when the news reports that Frank is alive. Frank watches the news and realizes the game is up. Shortly after, Lewis breaks into a man's apartment, eliminates him, and takes his clothes. Russo is in a hotel room, talking to Brett Mahoney about Lewis. Brett criticizes Russo's security, but he points out that Senator Ori is alive, though 4 of his men were eliminated protecting him. The scene shifts to 6 hours earlier, where Russo is talking to Senator Ori about security for his fundraising event. Russo gets a call from Frank. He warns Russo that Lewis is targeting Ori and will not let him speak. He tells Russo to get Ori out secretly and that he will handle Lewis. Karen is getting off the elevator, where Russo introduces himself. Then, we flash back to what happened earlier in the hotel room.
They're about taking all guns away from certain people, Karen.
I'll get help!
That's what he said? Or he told you that he went for help?
Karen is being interrogated. She defends Frank, saying he was not a terrorist and was there to protect her and stop Lewis. She argues that Frank would not shoot a senator over a political opinion. Meanwhile, Lewis, disguised as an Anvil guard, sneaks past Dinah in the lobby and Russo on the stairs. He eliminates another guard, heads to Ori's floor, and gets ready to attack. Ori and Karen are debating, while Lewis prepares his bomb and gas mask to go after Ori.
Please don't shoot him! Please don't shoot him!
I got a bomb!
Just let her go.
Stay back. You want her dead?
Drop your weapons! Put your guns down!
Your first day back and you're on the scene of a terrorist attack? You're telling me there's no threat there?
I think you're having trouble with a narrative, Sergeant.
Why don't we start with exactly what you were doing?
We then flash back to Dinah arriving at her office, where Raffi returns her badge, and Dinah admits she knew Frank was alive. She tells Raffi about her plan to draw out the bad guys, including Rollins being the one in charge. Dinah is in the hotel lobby when she runs into Russo. She wants to talk to him about the men who eliminated her team, who she believes worked for Russo. He denies it, claiming they have not worked for him in a long time. As alarms go off, Russo rushes off, but Dinah is determined and heads up the staircase where she meets Frank. She tells him to drop his weapon, but he refuses.
Castle, drop the weapon!
It's not gonna happen.
Drop the weapon! Castle, stay back.
Come
else here has to die.
Shut up!
Okay.
Wilson! I'm on arm. Hey! I'm on arm. Stay back. Maybe you and me, we are the same. When we were with Curtis, you told me to pull that white wire. You did the right thing, kid. You and me, we are the same. Right? We like to do the same thing over and over and over again. Do it now, Karen! Do it now!
And then when they come out, they cut up.
Frank, we gotta go. We gotta go now.
Karen, get out of here.
Go like a soldier.
God damn it!
On the news, Billy calls Frank a monster, trying to make himself look good. Dinah watches the same news in her office. She is very angry because she knows Russo eliminated her partner and is now lying to the public. She throws her coffee mug at the TV in frustration. Frank comes back to the hideout. He looks very angry. He goes to the bathroom to fix his injuries. Micro comes in to help him, but Frank feels betrayed because Micro went to Dinah. He tells Micro that things have now changed. Micro's family is watching the news and finds out that their friend Pete is really a Frank Castle. They are shocked and confused. Russo meets with Dinah. She shows him crime scene photos and says he is a murderer.
I'm gonna share several crime scene photos with you.
Why am I here, Dina?
Because you're a murderer.
The only reason I was there that day was you.
Did you and Frank Castle conduct illegal covert operations in Kandahar?
Now, if this was official, you wouldn't be sitting there alone.
He's gonna kill you. And he's gonna enjoy doing it.
Frank is back at the hideout and finally spray painting the white skull on his vest. At Homeland Security, Dinah and Rafi watch Russo's interview. Rafi tells Dinah to find Frank and Micro to move things forward, then goes to handle things his own way. At Micro's house, a man pretending to be a cop knocks on the door.
Yeah, we received a call from this address to the castle tip line. Did you call? Got something you want to tell me, son? How do you know Frank Castle? Where's your daughter? Well, look, thing is, I think it's best you come with me. For your own protection.
Zach, run!
Hey!
Get away from my family or I swear to God I'll use this.
Drop it!
I'm out of here. David, stop. Hey, stop! Where's Leo?
They didn't take her.
Gotta go. Okay, does she have a phone?
Micro's daughter, Leo, is walking alone in the park when her phone rings. Frank tells her to throw away the phone and SIM card after the call. He gives her a safe place to go and says he will meet her there. After the call, Frank tells Micro that he has to go get his daughter. Frank also tells him that if he does not return by midnight, Micro should go to Dinah. Micro asks what Frank is going to do. Frank says he will wait for the bad guys, make them talk, find out where Sarah is, and then eliminate them all. Sarah and Zach are tied up in a warehouse, scared and shouting. Rollins and Russo are watching them. Rollins tells Russo to go eliminate Frank and Micro at their hideout, which they found by tracking Sarah's phone. Russo does not want to go alone and dares Rollins to come with him. Rollins refuses. The two do not trust each other, and it seems like one of them might betray the other soon. Frank is finally getting ready for war. He loads his guns, sharpens his knives, sets traps, and puts on the skull vest. Inside the warehouse, bad guys are walking around, trying to find Frank.
Yeah, we're in the power station. There's no one here.
If they weren't there, how'd you find the place?
The phone we tracked.
It's a trap.
Russo! I'm gonna watch you die! Where'd they take him?
I don't know anything.
Fair enough. So, Someday, sometime, this is gonna come down to you and me.
I'll catch up to you eventually.
Frank says that everything is on the computers, and if Micro's family gets hurt, all the files will go public. Russo offers to trade Sarah and Zach for Frank and Micro. Frank agrees. Micro meets his daughter Leo. They sit in the van, talking. Suddenly, Dinah knocks on the window. Micro asks why she is there. Frank steps out of the shadows and says he called her. He talks to Leo, says she is brave, and tells her his real name is Frank Castle.
He's a lot scarier than Pete.
Yes, sweetheart. I guess he is.
Russo arrives at the hideout. He sees the damage and watches the video of the Kandahar execution on the computer and becomes very shocked and confused. The next day, Frank is being questioned by Dinah. She wants to know about the events in Kandahar. He names all the people involved, like Orange and Russo, which makes things worse for them. Micro, who just reunited with his daughter, faces tough questions from her about why he disappeared and how his family dealt with his fake death. Micro promises to make things right. He then talks to Dinah on camera and tells her he won't answer her questions unless he is sure his wife and daughter will be safe. Dinah asks Frank about Zubair. Frank explains they were a squad and admits that he was the one who eliminated Zubair, not Russo. Dinah is shocked, and Frank says it ruined them all. Frank and Micro are waiting at the docks for the exchange to get Micro's family back. Frank promises to protect Micro's wife and son. A red van arrives, and Sarah and Zach are brought out.
Dad! Dad!
So it's real simple. You and Lieberman get in the van, start walking.
Sounds good. Easy. You keep it together, David. Keep walking. Get in the van! Now! Come here!
Oh, no!
Welcome back. Nice place you got here.
Russo tries to get information from Frank, but Frank refuses to cooperate. Russo tells him he has no choice but to die, and that Micro is dead, eliminated by Homeland. Frank confronts Russo about his involvement in the deaths of his family. Russo admits he knew about it, but denies being the one who pulled the trigger. Frank, full of anger and pain, threatens to eliminate Russo. Meanwhile, Micro is revealed to be alive and emerges from a body bag. He reunites with his family, who are overjoyed, but still shocked by his fake death. Back at the hideout, Russo demands the passwords from Frank, but Frank refuses. Rollins then enters, threatening to make things worse. He begins to beat Frank, but Frank takes it without reacting, retreating into thoughts of his wife, Maria, to endure the pain.
I was wondering when you were gonna show up. How about Morty Bennett? You think Morty Bennett trusted him?
Billy and I have mutual interests, Frank.
Micro breaks protocol and hacks into Dinah's computer to show her a live feed of Frank being tortured. He begs Dinah to save him.
Give it up and I'll make it clean and fast. Go out like a soldier.
It's gonna be you.
I promise.
It's a retinal scan up there, keystroke. My eye, my right hand. That's it.
Where's home, Frank? Is it here or is it there? I want to hear you say.
It's with you always. You know that. Yeah, I'll stay with you.
This guy was good. We were never getting in here without the codes. The backup systems and security are gnarly.
Oh, God! You are nothing but his one. Fear, Frank.
Ribs must be cracked.
All right.
You don't leave me, Frank.
This doesn't serve me.
Billy, don't get confused. Men like me make the plans. Men like you shed the blood. Because when it's all said and done, you're just a stupid grunt, too.
It's time. You have to choose.
Adrenaline.
Oh,
Always gonna come down to you and me, Frank. Time for quid pro quo.
Come home, Frank. Let's go home.
I am home. You're wrong. Die!
God damn, Frankie. I love to watch you work.
Frank, in pain, tells Russo that he has lost everything. Just then, Homeland agents storm in. Micro tells Frank to stay with him, his eyes wide open, and in his dream, he realizes Maria is no longer there. Frank is taken away, and his wounds are treated immediately. Russo, on the other hand, grabs money from a wall safe, and in that moment, Homeland agents arrive, but Russo takes them out one by one and escapes, blowing up the building as he leaves. Frank wakes up, still badly injured, and asks about Russo. Later, he is getting ready to leave, and Micro gives him money, telling him to get away and start fresh. But Frank refuses, saying he has to finish what he started. He thanks Dinah for saving him, and she warns him that if they meet again, she will either arrest him or eliminate him. Dinah later faces questioning at Homeland by Rafi and Marion. They want to know where Frank and Micro are. She tells them to arrest her or let her do her job. Curtis wakes up to find Russo in his house, armed and wanting to talk. Russo asks how long Curtis knew Frank was alive. Curtis explains he kept Frank's secret because Frank asked him to. They talk about how both Frank and Russo have made bad choices, but Curtis says Frank would never betray a brother. Suddenly, sniper fire comes through the window.
I'm taking this kind of personally.
Yeah. Put him on.
Shit, we know each other so well, we saw each other coming.
Let him go, Bill. I'll let you walk out that door, I give you my word.
As soon as I hear that magazine and cartridge eject from your rifle. Let's meet tonight. How about buy your painted ponies, Frankie?
Frank has a flashback to when Russo was not just a teammate, but a close friend. We see Russo happily spending time with Frank's family, playing with the kids and joking around. In Central Park, Russo threatens some kids at a carnival stand and asks for their help. Dinah is writing her report on Frank but gets a text with a location, Central Park, where Frank's family was eliminated. She quickly leaves to head there, knowing the showdown between Frank and Russo is about to happen. Frank is moving through the trees, ready for a fight and wearing his iconic skull symbol. He approaches the painted ponies in Central Park, where he remembers his family from a happy time. However, the peaceful moment turns dark when he sees two teenagers tied up and bleeding. Russo calls Frank, telling him these kids will die because of him. Frank uses a grenade launcher to distract Russo and charges into fight.
Guys like us, Frank, we need this! We're the same.
It's enough, Frank! You come out! Let him go.
I never had anybody.
Please, Lee. You're gonna learn about loss. You're gonna remember me. No! God damn it, Madani.
At the hospital, Frank is in cuffs. Marion and Rafi tell him that he is free now. His records have been wiped and he can start a new life. When Frank asks about Russo, Rafi says he survived surgery, but may have brain damage. Dinah hopes Russo remembers everything, so she can face him again. We then see Russo in a hospital bed, his face wrapped in bandages. After that, Frank drops Micro at home. He is nervous to return to his family, but finally goes in. Sometime later, Frank is at the Veterans Support Group with Curtis. He joins the talk and admits something deep. For the first time in his life, he has no war to fight, and that scares him.
Just really look in the mirror, you gotta admit who you are. First time as long as I can remember, I don't have a war to fight. I'm scared.